Today I want to talk to you about radiating out lovability. Here's the basis of friendships. You might be surprised to know what it is. We choose people who share our vulnerability. That's actually incredibly appealing. We like people who are like us, and we like people who share our vulnerabilities. So what do you think happens when you try to be perfect? You pretend you don't have any vulnerabilities, you're just great, and everything's amazing, and you try to be perfect. I have many clients who appear perfect, and I can tell you now that perfect people are almost always alone. They are the loneliest people I've ever met, because people find it very hard to be with people who appear perfect. They're not real. We like people who are real, a little bit flawed, a little bit vulnerable, because it allows us to be a little bit flawed, a little bit vulnerable, not too much. But if you have a belief that I'll be perfect, I'll work on my body, I'll wear amazing clothes, I'll pretend my life is so great, I'll hide all my flaws and I'll meet someone who's going to love me, it actually doesn't work. What's happened now is we have a world of internet dating where we only put up our perfect picture. We even go to people who help us write a perfect profile, showing someone how great we are. And it doesn't really work. And all these fake profiles or over-perfected profiles are looking at other over-perfected profiles, and they've sort of missed the point. We like people who are like us. We like people who have a little bit of vulnerability because it makes them more appealing. It's like going to a pet shop. You actually like the puppy the most with a wonky grin, or the lopsided ear, or the gummy smile. There's something about imperfections that make us like people more. So when you hide your imperfections, hide your flaws, and pretend you're perfect, it actually doesn't help you become attracted to other people. So to become lovable, you must be your real, authentic self. You have to be you. You can only show up as you. If you pretend and just show your best side, then you're always going to have to hide your worst side and believe, look, this person doesn't really love me. They don't even know me. I faked for so long that I'm perfect, happy, bubbly. They don't even know the other side of me, and now I'm scared when they see that person, they'll run away. And it's why many relationships don't work, because you can fake it for a year, maybe 2. You can hide it for 2 years maximum, and then the other side of you comes out and you go, wow, who is this person? I thought you were confident or happy or positive, and I had no idea that you had that side too. You're much better to be your real self, your authentic self, to let someone see you with all your flaws, because then you will know that if they love you, they love the real you. And the permission to be yourself is a wonderful thing, and to say, I love this person, they love me with all my flaws. They don't love me because I'm perfect. They love me because I'm me. And so if you are going to use internet dating to find a partner, be very clear about what you want. Be very clear that I'm looking for a serious relationship. I'm looking for this, I'm looking for that. Don't say I'm just looking for fun, I'm just looking for a hookup. If that's not what you want, please don't believe that you can meet someone who doesn't want anything serious and dazzle them with your personality and convert them like that, because now you're back to trying to change the ending. Keep changing the beginning. And in relationships, we really go for it with all our emotion. That doesn't feel right. I don't feel the great feeling of lust. There's no attraction. You sometimes have to put more logic into it. Maybe it will come to you. I've met many people who didn't fall in love with their baby and thought, oh no, it's bald and spotty and I really feel in love with this baby, and then within a few weeks they're madly in love with that baby. You would never reject your children. God only love you if you're perfect. These are real people we're having relationships with. They don't have to be perfect. And you need to look for something other than looks. Is somebody funny? Are they interesting? Are they intelligent? Could you spend the rest of your life with this person? So here's the most important question to ask. What am I looking for in someone I want to spend the rest of my life with? What do I need? Believe me, someone who looks amazing is not top of the list, because if you live with someone who looks amazing, after a while you don't even notice it. It's like driving a Porsche. Eventually you put candy wrappers on the floor and it just becomes another car. So think about what you really want in your ideal partner, and then think about what your ideal partner wants in you, the kind of person you want to spend the rest of your life with. What kind of person are they looking for? Would that be you? The most important thing is to be honest, to be open, to have a little vulnerable edge, but not too much, to not play games, to know what you want, and finally to decide, I would rather be on my own than be with someone who is not worth being with. More people stay in the wrong relationships because of the fear of being alone. More people get into a relationship knowing it's wrong because of the fear of being alone. When you can say, you know what, what's wrong with being alone with me? I happen to be great. I'm interesting and kind and funny and nice. I have friends. I have a life. I can be alone with myself. When you can do that, you will meet someone because you finally understood that you're worth being with. So that's how you have that lovability. You recognize your gifts. You recognize your talents. You know you're lovable. You like yourself. You'd rather be alone than with someone who isn't right for you or isn't good for you. But then you go out into the world with that air of I'm lovable. And when you can do that, you will find love. It's all around you. There is love everywhere, in every street corner, in every coffee shop. I meet so many women especially say, I can't find a guy. Where are you looking? In my yoga class. Isn't that all women? Yes. Well, how are you going to find a guy there? If you want to find a guy, go to a golf club. Go to a poker school. Go to a car wash on a Saturday morning with your car full of guys. And go to business meetings in convention centres. They are wall-to-wall men. Don't go to reading groups with your girlfriends and expect to find one guy there. If you put yourself in front of a man and you're a confident, happy woman, you'll go home with one soon enough. And if you're a guy and you put yourself in front of women and you're a nice guy and a good guy, you'll also find one. Because that's the other problem. People think that someone's going to knock on their door and go, hello, here I am. If you wanted a job, you go and find one. If you want a new house, you go and find one. You don't go, I'm going to look for a house to buy, but there aren't any. They're all taken. I'm going for a job today, but I know there are none that I want, and the ones I want don't want me. So don't make yourself twice defeated. Go out and find what you want without looking in a desperate way. Put yourself in front of people of the opposite sex, if you want someone from the opposite sex, or the same sex if you want that, with an absolute belief that you're lovable, that you're worth being with, and you will not be single for very long. I know that to be true because I do it with all my clients, and my RTT grads do it. And I had a girl on my course training with me last year, and I said, within a year you'll be married. And she just sent me her engagement pictures and said, isn't that weird? A year to the day I'm getting married, just like you told me I would. Because I made her change her belief of who she was, change her energy, know she's lovable. And anyone and everyone can do that. Because again, it's an internal thing. It's an inside job. Knowing you're lovable is an inside job. It's not for someone else to know it and prove it to you. It's for you to know it. but not prove it to them. Prove it to yourself. And when you do find your ideal person, do remember that it's not about, well, I'll give half and you'll give half. You have to give 100%. A relationship is where you go to give and receive. And if you think about what you most want, if you give that to your partner, you make it easy for them to give it to you. If you think, well, I'm not going to tell them what I want, they have to fix it. Your partner is not a clairvoyant. They're not a psychic. People say, you know, they bought me the wrong gift. What's wrong with them? Well, what's wrong with you is you didn't tell them what you wanted. We have all these crazy rules about the perfect person knows what to do in bed. They know what gift I want. They know how to make me happy. How do they know if you don't tell them? Their last partner was nothing like you. So make it easy. You're not dating a psychic or a clairvoyant, probably just as well, really. You're dating a real person, and help them out. Tell them what you want. Here's the truth. Nobody can meet all your needs, not even you. Your partner can meet some of your needs, and you can meet some of their needs. And some of your needs you must meet on your own, and some of your needs, they may just have to be put to one side. But if you want someone to meet your needs, tell them what they are. Make it easy for them. Make it easy for you when you come in. I'd like you to come and talk to me before you play back the messages on the answering machine. When you come in, I'd like you to speak to me before you open the mail. My little girl did that. She said, Mummy, when you come in from a night out, you always go and play your messages first. I want you to come upstairs and talk to me because I feel like you like your messages more than me. So I said, okay, of course. And I always went up and spoke to her first because she showed me how she wanted to be treated. If you show someone how to treat you, they'll probably treat you that way. And if you sulk and half and go, he doesn't care about me, she doesn't care about me, they're wrong for me because, and you never gave them a chance to get it right, that's on you. So now let's go to your workbook. And I want you to think back to all the people in your life that you find endearing or compelling or interesting or fascinating. And I bet they have a little something of vulnerability about them. I want you to notice when you really started to like someone more. It's usually when they opened up to you and showed you they were vulnerable. And when you went off someone, it's because they showed you they were perfect and better than you. And that's not great. So look at the people you like, and you'll find that all of them have a flaw, an edge of vulnerability, and that gives you absolute permission to do the same. And now close your eyes and let's do some guided visualization. I want you to imagine what it would be like if you had someone that really believed in you. You know, when you were born, you did, and it was you. When you're a kid, you have a little voice in your head going, you can do that. Children learn to walk and talk and feed themselves and crawl so early, and they never quit. They have a cheerleader in their head going, yay, you can do this. And even when it's going wrong, even when they can't walk, they can't stand up, they keep falling down, the cheerleader doesn't go, oh, that's it with you, you can't do it. They still keep cheering them on, even when it isn't working. You had a cheerleader in your head that would wave their pom-poms around and shout out your name and go, oh, this has got your name all over it. You can do this. Yes, you're amazing. You're wonderful. You're awesome. You're phenomenal. And then a critic came along and said, oh, you can't do that, right? You've messed that up again. So here's a question. What happened to your cheerleader, that voice that was in there till you were at least 2, that thought you could do anything, be anything? Where did it go? Because it's still there, you just need to turn it back on. So I want you to imagine you have reinstalled your very own cheerleader. Wherever you go, they always praise you. It's like you've got a cheerleader, a relationship coach, your best friend, your most devoted ally, all living inside your head. And they say to you all the time, this is going to work. Imagine if you're a girl and you're going to meet a guy. It's very easy to go, well, I'm a single mom. Who's going to be interested in me? I have a really dead-end job. Why would I interest anyone? And that's the wrong thing to say. How about saying, I'm kind, I'm fun, I'm warm, I'm interesting, people like me. And the same thing if you're a guy, it's very easy to say, how can I impress someone? What have I got to offer? The last person I was with rejected me. I wasn't good enough. You need a cheerleader in your head. Once you can have a cheerleader telling you every time you leave the house, you're amazing, you're sensational, you're wonderful, you're worth being with, you've got so much to offer. There's no one in the world exactly like you, and there never will be again. You're here for a reason, and you're phenomenal. If you say it enough, it's the blueprint you become. And some people find it easier to have an imaginary cheerleader waving their pom-poms, leaping up and down, playing the drums, banging the cymbals and saying, you go, this has got your name all over it, you can do this, you can find love, it's easy, and you really can. So take a few minutes with your imaginary cheerleader and just tell them what you want to hear. Imagine if you had a coach or a wingman helping you find love, what would you want to hear? And you'd want to hear the same things. You don't have to find love. You have to know that you're lovable, and then love will find you. Once you know you're lovable, say it, believe it, let it in, know it's the truth. You don't have to find love anywhere because it will find you. We're all looking for love. And when you know you're lovable, you'll find it really fast. So tomorrow, you have your very exciting RTT session all about attracting love, and I'm going to put in there a lot on having your cheerleader, cheering you on, believing in you, letting you know that you're the best thing ever. So listen to your RTT session. It will really hardwire into you all the things we've been covering over the last week. I know you'll enjoy it. Make use of it. It will change you in a wonderful way. And I'll see you tomorrow.